The Ugly Christmas Sweater Rebellion, written by Jordan Birch and Chris Boyd, illustrated by Adam Record. The Ugly Christmas Sweater Rebellion. For the original Ugly Christmas Sweater partiers and our families, thanks for being the best dressed. Long, long ago, in a small Canadian town, lived a grandmother who knit sweaters to turn frowns upside down. With colorful yarn and dancing needles, her wacky designs stunned all the peoples. So magic and bright were their patterns and threads, full of purples, blues, pinks, greens, and reds. She gifted the sweaters to grandchildren and friends with an important message which she'd also send. Connect, give, and be kind in these sweaters. Remember this, my sweethearts. It will make Christmas better. Worn with pride, they brought much Christmas cheer until the children lost interest in their sweaters one year. Closets were overflowing and children were growing, so they gave the sweaters to the thrift store cashier. She put them on a rack, there were certainly no lack, and left them to worry about their future in fear. For years the sweaters watched the world change, but oh, how it happened! They thought it was strange. As the people forgot what really mattered, the sweaters were aging and getting tattered. So little time with family, so little love and laughter. New gadgets and toys tossed aside days after. As years went by, the sweaters hung in dismay, until one day they spoke up. Enough is enough! We need to show them the way. The sweaters planned their escape and left one by one. Entering houses and closets, their rebellion had begun. All the woolly knitwear showed up willy-nilly, dropped through windows by turtle doves who knew the rebellion was not silly. When Maureen awoke to prepare for the day, she looked through her closet shouting, "No way!" A sweaterly surprise she found inside, and how could she resist a new holiday hide? Now that's ugly, she chuckled, but it fit her just right. Where it came from, who knows? It must have shown up last night. To the park she went with her Christmas sweater in the snow. But surprise, surprise! Ashlyn, Jay, and Jeffrey also had sweaters to show. Oh, wow, they laughed. Did Christmas come early? But Scott didn't get one, and boy, was he surly. As the friends shared stories of their new knitwear, they all felt connected, except Scott said, "This is not fair." Luckily, Scott had seen wacky woolies before. My Grandma Hazel has a sweater like this. So he ran to her place as if it were a race. If ugly sweaters brought bliss, perhaps she'd knit more. He found her playing cards with her friend Inger. "I need one of those ugly Christmas sweaters," he said, and nimbly pointing his finger. "But these are not ugly. They are beautiful to us. Please tell us what's happening. Why all the fuss?" He told them sad stories of what had occurred, feelings and frustration that he'd alone endured. "All the sweaters look so different. I want to join in on the fun. Can you help me, Grandma Hazel, and knit me a special one?" Hazel said yes, grabbing yarn from her drawer. Inger called some friends. They'd help to make more. Why, every child should have a sweater of their own. So they knitted like crazy. Many tacky sweaters were sewn. There were snowflakes and penguins, reindeer and Saint Nick, poinsettias and bells, and a fresh cinnamon stick. They were fluffy and furry with trinkets and tassels. The grandmas had fun, and it was well worth the hassle. Scott praised the ladies for their classy creations. They gave him such warmth and fuzzy sensations. As he stowed them away, Hazel spoke her creed. Connect, give, and be kind. There's truly a need. When he returned to the park with ugly sweaters for all, they decided to throw a party, and the town had a ball. It was the sweateriest bash of the Christmas season, with tree trimming, dancing, singing, and prancing. Scott played piano for townspeople hugging. One rascal went wild with eggnog chugging. With treats, teas, and trophies for the ugliest dressed, Christmas spirit had returned. It was simply the best. They laughed and played in their sweaters so snugly, they compared their designs, saying, "Now that's ugly." Every child connected and cared for their friends with loving kindness for families to infinity, to the end. Some donated food to sweet children in need. All were so generous, there was simply no greed. Inspired by the youngsters admiring their actions, the adults looked around with utmost satisfaction. Maybe ugly isn't ugly when it ends in connection. Maybe Christmas isn't Christmas without generosity and affection. If the ugly sweaters were all about giving, did maybe, just maybe, they know the real way of living? But oh, that was long ago. The children then did not know that the year they were big-hearted, there was a trend they started. With a sweaterly spirit in every wardrobe, parties for ugly Christmas sweaters spread across the globe. Thrilled were the Woolies with the whole of their mission. Making Christmas more magical was their ultimate ambition. One day, if you're lucky, one will show up at night to help make your holidays merry and bright. The end. Have a wonderful holiday season, friends.